excited because I knew then what I wanted to say now, the message I hope I convey clearly. What I want everyone here to take away from this is not to pity us, but I guess in order to make sense, I should start at the beginning. I was 9 years old that morning, living in Colorado, heading to school just like any other day. I remember seeing the beautiful sunrise touching the Rocky Mountains on the horizon, and I also remember hearing something on the radio about some plane in New York crashing. Within the hour, my classmates and I were being told by our fourth-grade teacher, a veteran from the Gulf War with tears in her eyes, that we were being sent home because the World Trade Center towers were collapsing. I can't speak for others, but my first thoughts were, well, that's unfortunate, but it doesn't really affect me. Selfish, right? But isn't that the way we Americans think? As I got home, I went outside, played catch with my older brother, as my parents sat in the living room watching the rest of the events of the day unfold. I was watching a documentary on the Discovery Channel last week. It was, of course, about the terrorism attacks on America on September 11th. And I couldn't help but thinking, I wish I was there, so I could have shouldered some of that burden of all those New Yorkers on that fateful morning. Little did I know that it would take the events from that day another 4 years for it to finally affect me. There's something about tragedy that marks the mind. Alan Jackson has a song, "Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning That September Day?" I'm almost willing to guarantee that none of us here need more than 5 seconds to recall where we were when we heard that America had felt what we often take for granted. That for the first time since the attacks of Pearl Harbor, our America had been attacked. That freedom we assume is a right, that freedom we assume no one can take or jeopardize, that sense of security had been compromised. On September 11, 2001, someone tried to strike fear into our hearts. Did this someone accomplish their goal? Perhaps. For a week, maybe 2, a month, we were scared. But as sure as I am standing here today, I am no longer afraid, because we live in the greatest nation in the universe. A nation where free men and women decided it's their responsibility to defend. To defend the neighbor they've never met, the religion they don't follow, the rights we have as Americans, their family, us. I'm proud to say that my father was a part of this community, sacrificing so much for this country that I knew he loved, that we all love. What better way to show your love for something than to be willing to die for it? On November 12, 2005, my father did just that. He paid the ultimate sacrifice so we could continue to live, so that there may never be another Pearl Harbor or 9/11, so that we can say our prayers at night to whomever we pray to, so that you could go to your son's or daughter's soccer game, so that his Green Bay Packers could one day win the Super Bowl again, so that I could pursue and live out my dreams. He's not the only one. The number is too great. My family isn't the only one who's had to suffer. To this day, whether you have a friend or a family member overseas, we all make sacrifices. But like I said, I didn't come here today to host a pity party. If anything, this should be a celebration. Let's celebrate the memory of all the victims who suffered that day. From the helpless victims on American Airlines Flight 11 and 77, United Airlines 175, to all those who went to work just like any other Tuesday, to the brave passengers of Flight 93, the brave men and women of the New York Police and Fire Department. Let's also celebrate the thousands of troops who have gone to the Middle East since those attacks to fight the evil that is terrorism. It's an enduring, endless, and exhausting battle, but last time I checked, the colors of our American flag are the same now that they were 50 years ago. And last time I checked, these colors don't run. Let us also celebrate the family members who sacrificed along with their soldiers. Another number that is all too high. And let us also celebrate our loved ones who died for the greater good of our country, doing what they love to do. They like putting on that uniform. They like fighting alongside their brothers and sisters in arms. They like providing that freedom for their families. They liked upholding that great Constitution those old guys wrote a long time ago. As we remember our fallen brothers and sisters, the over 3,000 who were victims on 9/11, to the thousands of troops we have lost since then, let this also serve as a time of reflection. Like we all know, we were all affected that day 10 years ago. Our lives changed forever. But let us reflect and let us remember how to live. Live for all those who were taken too early that day. Live life to the fullest, taking advantage of every 24 hours we are blessed with. Let us live in fear that today may be our last. Because if we truly live like there's no tomorrow, then we will never need another reminder again. A reminder to love, laugh, to cherish, and to dream, to cry, to feel pain. Because to feel all of this, you'll know you're alive. You'll know that those who were lost a decade ago did not die in vain. Jimmy Valvano, coach of the 1983 men's basketball national champions from North Carolina State, once said, "To me, there are 3 things we should all do every day. We should do this every day of our lives. Number 1 is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number 2 is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number 3 is you should have your emotions move to tears. It could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special. I say, aim for the moon, because even if you fall short, you'll land amongst the stars."
That's how it goes.
There's a surgery that baseball players get, primarily pitchers, called Tommy John surgery. It's to repair the older collateral ligament in your elbow. The surgeon takes another ligament from another place in your body, usually the hamstring or forearm, and this replaces the UCL. And in many cases after rehab, the player comes back throwing harder than ever before. We are like a pitcher who has undergone Tommy John surgery. Our UCL was damaged on September 11th, and we had to go through months of rehab. A painful process filled with uncertainty. And the truth is, all Americans' lives are changed that day, not just mine, or those who were affected directly. That day, we saw horrible images ruin our September morning. The day we knew as a nation, we received a wake-up call. The day we were served that reminder. Because sometimes we need to be reminded that there are more important things in life, that we should all have each other's backs. I remember in the months following the attacks that day, seeing us come together as a people, as communities, as a nation. All the USA bumper stickers, strangers thanking men and women in uniform, the gymnasiums being turned into blood donating centers. But why do we need to be reminded? And if you do need a reminder, turn on the TV, and I'm sure there'll be one on CNN. Or when you see a God Bless America sticker, or a ribbon supporting our troops, or a man and women in uniform, let that be your reminder of how great of a nation we live in. And I promise you, we are going to make a full recovery from our surgery, because we're already feeling stronger than ever before. May God bless you and the United States of America. Thank you.
Oh, Baba, you can get a